Florida inmate is accused of trying to hire a hitman to offer family for $2 million inheritance. This has got to be probably one of the dumbest ways to try to become a millionaire. So, a woman jailed in Florida for threatening to offer former co-workers at Disney allegedly tried to hire her fellow inmates to kill her parents and grandparents for a $2 million inheritance. Turue Gua Inaru, 29, from Orlando, has been locked up since December and recruited her cellmates in the murder for hire plot, according to law enforcement. Osceola County Sheriff Marco Lopez told the station WESH that the woman told her two fellow inmates that her parents were wealthy and she would receive a $2 million inheritance upon their deaths, according to an affidavit. As part of the twisted plot, Inaru allegedly offered anyone who would kill her relatives $50,000 per victim, according to the station Click Orlando. Which, to me, this is kind of like crazy, right? Because pretty much, if this is true that her parents basically had this inheritance and that she would get it, if that actually was true, if she simply just lived her life, she would get the money. But no, you couldn't wait. So you had a plan to kill your parents. Like, this is so beyond disturbing, but so depressingly stupid. I mean, hey, that's probably the reason why she's in jail, for being a moron. The 29-year-old also allegedly used social media to cyberstalk Assistant State Attorney Peter Francis Donnelly, who was prosecuting her case, said she wanted him to suffer and didn't care if his family died too, according to court filings. This chick must be like literally just insane. Like, she must literally be insane. She allegedly said if she could not find anyone to carry out the killings, she would gladly do it herself. So instead of taking Inaru up on her offer, her cellmates alerted a corrections officer to the homicidal plot. Like, this is the thing that, like, for some reason, like, these morons don't understand, aka her, right? What makes you think that whatever you say in jail to criminals is gonna be, I don't know, not spread around, not used to get an easier sentence? Because any one of the inmates that she told, which they probably did, was like, hey, I got some information. I know I'm serving like potentially who knows how long, 2 years, whatever. But if I tell you this information to stop a pretty massive crime, could you just maybe release me early for good behavior or something like that, right? And they would probably be willing to do that if it produced something, which obviously it did. It's just so stupid. So the inmates told investigators that Inaru gave them instructions on how to make the murders look like a robbery gone wrong. And in January, the sheriff's office sent an undercover detective posing as an inmate into Inaru's jail cell. The woman allegedly talked to the cop about her antipathy towards the prosecutor, but denied trying to hire a hitman. During the subsequent interview with investigators, Inaru allegedly admitted to plotting to have her family wiped out. Inaru claimed that her mother and father molested her and her siblings when they were children, but one of her family members told the cops that she needs mental help. Which, I mean, honestly, I would have to agree. Right? Like, here's the thing, like, who knows, like, if anything that she says is actually true. The whole inheritance thing might just be something that she created in her mind, like a figment of her imagination. So the 29-year-old was charged Monday with 3 counts of solicitation to premeditated murder and 1 count of cyberstalking for allegedly sending death threats to Donnelly. During her initial court appearance this week, Inaru asked the presiding judge to state his name, and when he did, she replied with a smirk, "Good to know," reported the outlet WFTV. Inaru remains jailed without bond and is due back in court in May. Like, this type of person, you need to pretty much have them locked up pretty much forever because they don't view other people as like important at all. Like, they don't have any value on other people's lives. And like, anyone who thinks that they're going to just make a whole bunch of money by offing their parents is a complete moron. Anyone who like, here's the thing: if you want to make a lot of money potentially from insurance policies, there is something where you could technically buy insurance policies of people who might naturally pass away, right? So, insurance policies you can invest in to make money when someone passes away. Just so that I could actually show people how you would actually try to make money from insurance policies in this sense, right? If you actually want to do that sort of thing. So, let's see. Investopedia. It should be something that starts with like a V. Ver. How to use life insurance for investing. Viatical. This is the one. Okay, so viatical settlements. So viatical settlements allows you to invest in another person's life insurance policy. With a viatical settlement, you purchase the policy or part of it at a price that is less than the death benefit of the policy. When the settler dies, you collect a death benefit. Your return depends upon the seller's life expectancy and the actual date he or she dies. If the seller dies before the estimated life expectancy, you may receive a higher return. But if the seller lives longer than expected, your return will be lower. You can even lose part of your principal investment if the person lives long enough so that you have to pay additional premiums to maintain the policy. Settlements can be a risky investment, and for these reasons, you should exercise caution and thoroughly investigate before you consider investing in a viatical settlement. Right? This is the thing that like I wanted to like show this because this is technically a way that you could pretty much gamble and potentially make a crazy amount of money by betting on someone's life. This is the legal way to do it, not murder, right? But yeah, you could technically go and do this like right now. Like, anyone could technically go and do this. So I guess if you are interested in trying to do something like this, go look up viatical settlements. That is VIATICAL settlements for those that listen to this whole episode. And if you want to learn how to get out of debt, go down below and learn how I got out of debt and grew my net worth.